The annual Nelson Mandela Walk will mark the final celebration of the icon's centenary. This year's event features several top personalities and sports stars. eNCA's Samkele Maseko is live for us at the Union Buildings at this hour. Sam, it was a 5-kilometer walk. Did you manage to keep up?
I did not walk. I definitely did not walk. I'm going to step out of shot and show you people who did walk. I did not walk for various reasons that I am working today, and I thought it would be very professional of me not to participate in this 5-kilometer walk. But here are the scores of South Africans who came out and walked indeed. Just on this stage, as you can see, Thembekile, the Premier of Gauteng, David Makhura, is currently addressing those who came out to walk for those 5 kilometers. I also had a conversation with him in Tokyo, Sekhuale, the former Premier of Gauteng, who basically said, well, Samkelo, you should be walking like some of us. And I simply said, well, I am on duty here and I will not be walking, Thembekile. That's the same question that Kathy Mutlahlana posed to me as to why am I not walking to commemorate the former statesman's passing. This is the 5th anniversary since the passing of former President Nelson Mandela.
We're hearing Gauteng Premier David Makhura speaking in the background there. What sort of messages have been delivered there today, and what are the expectations of those who took part as far as continuing Nelson Mandela's legacy beyond the commemorations this year?
For me, Thembekile, the most important message came from Nelson Mandela, the grandson of former President Nelson Mandela, who basically said that South Africans and society and politicians must take responsibility for the deteriorating state that this country has been in for the past 10 years, saying that it is civil citizenry that put their guard down and failed to hold politicians accountable for all their misnomers and misdeeds that they've been doing in office, and that there are very few politicians in our days, in the current political conjuncture, who imbue and uphold and have the instilled political legacy of Ubuntu that former President Nelson Mandela held. She cited a number of issues that have arisen, a number of media reports that we have been disseminating and informing the public about allegations of malfeasance, corruption, politicians having their hands in the cookie jar, corruption in the private sector, not forgetting the Steinhoff saga. So basically, she is saying that the entire society within South Africa, not only the public and the governmental space, but also the private sector, is rotten to the core, and that very few South Africans in our days have and uphold the legacy of Utata Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela.
eNCA reporter Samkele Maseko live for us at the Union Buildings this morning. Thank